In life, everyone carries a deep desire to become something meaningful, to achieve something extraordinary, to leave a mark that matters. We all dream of greatness, of success, of a life that stands for something. Many people spend hours every day watching motivational videos, reading inspiring quotes, and listening to powerful speeches that fill them with energy for a while. But despite all the motivation, many still find themselves stuck, unable to move forward or see lasting change. The truth is simple, yet profound motivation alone can never build a successful life. It can inspire you to begin, but it cannot keep you going. Without discipline, motivation fades like a spark in the wind. Only discipline can turn dreams into reality and potential into progress. In a peaceful little town, there once lived a young boy named Ethan. He carried big dreams in his heart. He wanted to do something significant with his life, something that would make him proud and bring honor to his family. Every morning he woke up thinking about success, imagining the day he would finally achieve it. He watched countless motivational videos, read stories of people who had overcome difficulties, and filled his mind with positive thoughts. He often told himself that starting tomorrow, everything would change. He would study hard, work with focus, and stay consistent no matter what. But every time he made those promises to himself, the same pattern followed. The excitement would last for a day or two, sometimes even a week, but eventually it faded away. Slowly, the old habits returned, the laziness, the procrastination, and the endless excuses. He would say to himself that he wasn't feeling inspired that day, or that he would try again later when he felt more motivated. But that later never came. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, and still, nothing really changed. The fire that started with excitement ended in frustration. Ethan began to wonder why he couldn't stay consistent like others who seemed to keep improving. One afternoon, while walking through the market, Ethan saw his old friend Ben. Ben was different, calm, confident, and focused. He seemed to live with a quiet strength. He woke up early every day, followed a routine, studied regularly, and never seemed to skip his responsibilities. There was something peaceful yet powerful about him. Ethan couldn't understand how Ben managed to stay so disciplined. Curious, he approached him and asked how he did it. How did he manage to stay motivated every single day without losing focus? Ben smiled and said something that completely surprised Ethan. He told him that he didn't rely on motivation at all. Instead, he built his life on discipline. Ethan was confused. All his life, he had believed that motivation was the key to success. He thought that if you just stayed inspired enough, you could achieve anything. But Ben explained that motivation is like the wind, it changes direction. Discipline, on the other hand, is like the roots of a tree, firm, steady, and unshaken. To help Ethan understand better, Ben invited him to join him the next morning before sunrise by the riverside. The following morning, the sky was still dark when Ethan walked toward the river. There he saw an old fisherman sitting quietly with his net, ready to begin his work. His hands were strong, his face weathered, and his eyes calm but sharp, filled with wisdom. Ben greeted him respectfully and asked the old man to share the lesson he once told him about discipline. The fisherman smiled, nodded, and looked at Ethan. He said that every single day, without fail, he came to the same spot by the river. Whether it was cold, rainy, or scorching hot, he never missed a morning. Sometimes he caught many fish, sometimes only a few, and sometimes none at all. But he always came. Ethan assumed it was because he loved fishing, but the fisherman shook his head gently. It wasn't about love or passion. It was about responsibility. He explained that if he only came when he felt like it, his family would go hungry. If he waited for perfect weather or the right mood, he would never get anything done. He didn't depend on motivation to do what needed to be done. He depended on discipline. He went on to explain that motivation burns bright for a moment, like a flash of lightning in the sky, but soon disappears. Discipline, however, burns like a steady flame. It may not shine as bright in a single instant, but it lasts, and its warmth never fades. Then the old man pointed toward a tall bamboo tree standing nearby. He asked Ethan if he had ever heard the story of the bamboo tree. Ethan shook his head. The fisherman smiled and began to tell it. He said that once a farmer planted a bamboo seed. Every day the farmer watered it, cared for it, and gave it sunlight. A whole year passed and nothing happened. People laughed at him, saying he was wasting his time. Another year passed, still nothing. The third year came and went, and there was still no sign of growth. Even after the fourth year, the ground looked as barren as ever. But the farmer never stopped. He continued to water the seed and nurture it with faith. Then, in the fifth year, something miraculous happened. Within 6 short weeks, the bamboo shot up almost 90 feet into the air. The fisherman explained that the bamboo wasn't growing overnight. It had been growing all along, beneath the surface. For long years, its roots were spreading deep and wide underground, preparing to support its massive height. If the farmer had given up in those early years, he would have never seen the harvest. Discipline, he said, works the same way. The results are not always visible immediately, but each consistent effort strengthens your foundation. The progress might be slow, even invisible, but over time, it becomes unstoppable. As Ethan listened, something awakened within him. He realized he had been waiting for feelings instead of building habits. He had been chasing bursts of motivation that quickly disappeared instead of planting the seeds of discipline that would grow into something lasting. That morning by the river changed him completely. He understood that motivation was good for starting, but only discipline could finish what he began. From that day forward, Ethan made a quiet promise to himself. He would no longer wait for the perfect mood or the right moment. He created a schedule and committed to it no matter how he felt. Even when he was tired, he studied. When his body wanted to rest, he exercised. When he didn't feel like waking up early, he still got out of bed before the sun. Slowly, his life began to change. Days became weeks, weeks became months, and the months turned into years. The progress was gradual, but consistent, and that consistency built his strength. Over time, Ethan became one of the most respected people in his town. His calm confidence inspired others, and his life became a reflection of steady progress. Whenever someone asked him about the secret to his success, he would smile and say that motivation might start the journey, but discipline finishes it. Success doesn't come from doing something big once, it comes from doing small things faithfully every day. You don't need perfect conditions or constant inspiration. You just need consistency. He would often say that motivation fades, but discipline grows. If you can commit to doing the small tasks daily, even when you don't feel like it, the results will come naturally. The most successful people are not those who always feel inspired, but those who do what must be done even when they don't want to. Ethan's story became an example for many. His transformation proved that greatness isn't born from sudden bursts of energy, but from steady, disciplined effort. Motivation may open the door, but discipline builds the path. The real victory lies not in beginning something with passion, but in finishing it with persistence. So, when life challenges you or your energy fades, remember this truth. Motivation can start the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. Keep showing up, keep working, keep believing. Don't wait for the perfect moment, start where you are. The results may not come overnight, but they will come. Every small, disciplined action is a step toward the future you dream of. Stay patient, stay consistent, and watch your life rise higher than you ever imagined. ChatGPT.